friends, and welcome to another live edition of Darth Rage Reviews, working on the Jedi Temple Guard helmet from my buddy Nick. This is another little commission paint and kind of finishing project. So let's get this magnetized. And so today we're working on a little Bondo glazing spot putty that I put all over this one and I've let dry. We're going to be adding some Bondo to this one and then sanding the other one. Little process, little process. So I hope all is well with everybody. And what are we using here? We're using Bondo glazing spot putty. This stuff is the end-all, be-all finishing for 3D printed, and when you're finishing things like this, this is the product that is the easiest to use. So he gave this to me partially finished and then kind of wanted me to take it home for him. So I've gone through and I'm basically just kind of figuring out what I need to do to make this thing complete. Make it look like it's real. So it's going to just be several levels and layers of this, adding glazing spot putty. What I'm doing here is getting rid of these little layer lines or whatever that is that's under there. It looks like layer lines. I believe this is 3D printed, but I'm not really sure, to be honest. Make sure to sound off if you come in here. If you got any questions about what it is that I am doing, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. This is a teaching live. You learn as you watch what we're doing. And so Bondo glazing spot putty, basically I'm putting this on and it's just going to fill all the little crevices, cracks, little things like this and make it one smooth surface when you sand it down. I believe this stuff is highly toxic. I am immune to all toxology, so it doesn't bother me that much, but you want to make sure not to breathe this stuff in when you're sanding it. You don't want to get it on your fingers. Blah, blah, blah. Safety first. I'm really just going to do kind of a thin layer over all of this. Sand it down and kind of see where we're at. Mateo, hola to you. Welcome aboard. Bondo glazing spot putty. Sorry, my friend, I don't hablo español, so I cannot translate your question. But I'm working on a Jedi Temple Guard helmet. Jedi Temple Guard. And I'm kind of doing some finishing process on it. Hold on one second, my cat wants to be let in. Let me go let my cat in. So yeah, this process is basically, oh, what's going on, Ike? Day is nice, the day is beautiful. We're adding glazing spot putty, Bondo glazing spot putty to this helmet, and then we're gonna sand it down. I did this one earlier. It's all dry, ready to be sanded. So yeah, you basically just apply this liberally, get it kind of into all of those cracks, crevices, chips, let it dry, sand it down, and hopefully it's all nice and smooth, but we'll probably have to go through and do this a couple times on this because there are some rough spots, but that's the process. That I think is good, but we'll come back at it and look and see a little later. So let that dry, and then we'll come around and sand those down and try to smooth those out some. And then meanwhile, we got this one. And for this, I will be using the Cobalt electric sander. And again, safety first. I want to keep this crap out of my lungs as much as possible. So we put on the respirator. All right. Get the junk, the brunt of it off with that, and then I'll come back at it with some hand paper. And this is a 220. You're on my live right now. So yeah, you come back, the higher the grit of the sandpaper, then the smoother it's basically going to get. But yeah, very, very nice. So I'll come back with this. You can't really tell looking at it, you know, kind of what you need to do here. So you can tell by the feel of it, but then when you spray the filler primer back on there, it'll really kind of give you a look that tells you what else needs work. And this feels like it's getting very close. Like so. Then I'll go and rinse this off, throw a layer of filler primer on it, and we'll kind of see where we're going from there. But yeah, that is it. So this stuff, typically I like to let it dry for, you know, about an hour and a half or so, and then come back and sand over it. So I'm going to let that one dry, sand that, rinse this off, and then paint them together while we're at it. But really, this is probably the extent of what I'm doing today. Probably the extent of what I'm doing today here. And then we'll let this stuff dry, paint it again, and see where we're at. But yeah, probably about another week or so working on this, depending on weather, and I can get this painted up and off to them. So it will be a standard white primer. Got this lovely metallic gold for the gold accents. And then we're going to be covering it all with a gloss clear coat. So that's the plan. That's the plan, man. All right, that was it. You know, really just a small little short live to kind of show you what we got going on today. All right? Hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, I'm Darth Rage. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.